I'd like to call the select board meeting of Tuesday, February 17th to order.
Recording in progress.
Oh, I think we're set. I have many recordings now.
Item 2, do you want that one over here? If it works?
I did put a battery in it, but I didn't. It needs to be reset.
Okay.
So I think we're good.
Item 2, additions and deletions to the agenda.
I want to add an executive session for personnel and for contracts. So that's VSA, one VSA 313A3 and one VSA 313A1A at the end.
What were those numbers again?
VSA 313A3, one VSA 313A3,
313.
and the other one's one VSA 313A1A.
A1A?
Yeah, contracts.
And that's like new
Put it at the
business,
end.
11D.
12, I guess it would be 12, and then adjourning would be 13.
Or just put it on as 11D.
We can do that.
Can I make that motion?
Please.
I move to add an executive session, subject to VSA 313A3 and VSA 313A1A for personnel and contract matters.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Item 3, minutes approval, meeting of 2/2/2026.
I move to approve the minutes of the select board meeting of 2/2/26.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 4, select board pay orders.
I move to approve the pay orders for payroll and accounts payable.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 5, announcements and correspondence.
Okay, Ally was accepted into the NEMC Academy for their first year program to become a certified master clerk.
Congratulations.
And,
Nice.
yeah. She's actively seeking scholarship money. I think we're down to getting $500.
Yep, but I received an email today that Vermont Mutual Treasurers and Clerks Association have given me $500, and then they believe that NEMC Academy, as well as the New England Association of Clerks Treasurers, will also give me funds. So hopefully, the scholarship committee thought that I would be fully paid for to go. So I'll be going in July, hopefully, for a week-long college. I'm actually going to Bryan University and to get all the accreditations, and then I'll have to do some stuff online after. But and then so I'll be a certified master clerk this for year 1, but there's a 3-year kind of commitment, or what they like to see in the academy, to then get the full accreditation in 3 years. So that's my plan.
Nice.
So you're saying that you will get scholarship money from,
I've already received $500, and
Yeah.
then the scholarship committee has then asked or expressed that most likely I would be selected for the remaining piece
Congratulations,
between
that's
the
great.
other 2 potential scholarships.
Great.
So
Great.
that was
Yeah.
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 Thank you for your enthusiasm
Yep.
on top of that all.
It's awesome. We received, and we are in the process of, and by we, I mean Ally, recording all the easements for the South Village wastewater project. And then once we have all of those, we can submit them, and then we'll wait for our draft permit so that we can go out to bid. We're hopefully scheduled to be put out for bid in early March. We're still on track for that, so that's a major milestone. Apparently we're the closest to bidding of all the projects in the state, so
Hooray for our side.
Yeah. Elizabeth LeBeau has resigned from the Parks Board, so if anybody wants to be on Parks Board, that's another one that I think we mentioned that. The Pingree Park Tennis Court Replacement RFP went out on Friday, and it's due March 5th at 2 p.m. Pretty specialized, so, but I did put it on RFP, Front Porch Forum and VLCT, and then sent it to a bunch of likely contacts.
Great.
The town hall renovation windows restorations RFPs were due on Friday. We got 3 of those, so we're gonna meet to come up with a recommendation there. That should probably be on your next select board meeting, hopefully. And Wyndham Regional Commission is holding a virtual public meeting on Tuesday, March 17th at 6 p.m. on the rulemaking process for Act 250 Tier 3 and road construction jurisdiction. And the background information and the Zoom link is on our website. I just put it under a news item. So it'd be easy to find. And correspondence included in the board's meeting packet was 1 liquor license event permit for
St. John's Berry Distillery for Magic, a special event permit for 228.
and that is all I have.
Anything from the office?
Just bear with us. Our Jen has had a family emergency, so she's going to be out for this foreseeable future for an extended period of time. So, we're down a whole person in there. So just bear with us with timing, and things take a little bit of time because it's just me and Tina. So
Please send our notes of healing to
Yeah.
her family, please. Yeah.
we'll pass it along.
Item 6, visitors and concerned citizens. 6A, Tim Jones. A1 is GMP updates and request.
Tim, are you there?
He was.
Seems like he's at like a basketball
Oh,
game.
sorry.
There we go.
This is Tim Jones.
Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, sorry about that. Doing double duty here. I'm here in Wilmington as well tonight. So thank you so much, Eileen, for squeezing me in and getting me on the agenda. I really wanted to get in front of the board ahead of town meeting and just, firstly, just say thank you so much for the town's partnership on our Under the Mountain Road project. It was a really critical project for us to do. And again, thank you so much also to Josh for working with us as we really kind of got that in late in the year. Got the road, finished up certainly later, I think, than we all would want it to. But under Josh's direction, we got it locked in, and I've been through it a couple of times. And GMP is happy with the way it turned out. I think the road has held up pretty well this winter. But I also want to just state that whatever surfaces once the snow goes out and things loosen up and mud season comes along, I just want you to all to know, the town to know that GMP will be working with Josh to mitigate anything or make any sort of repairs that may be needed or whatnot. But I know Buck Adams has been in constant contact with him over the course of the winter here, just monitoring how things are holding up. So again, thank you so much. It was a great project, critical project for us to do, and I really appreciate the town's trust and working with Josh to get that done. So certainly welcome any feedback. That's another really reason why I'm here tonight. Certainly we heard from a lot of our customers throughout the project. Definitely some challenging, dry, dusty conditions, but I think on par, most of the folks that we talked to understood what we were trying to do and rebuild the resiliency along that road. So I'll just sort of leave it there for a moment and welcome any feedback. This year actually is the last year of our program. It ends on September 30th. We don't really have any projects in Londonderry this year, with the exception of we're rebuilding 121 from Route 11 to the intersection of Wooden Hill Road. So just a little bit of the apron there on 121, I believe, is in Londonderry. That's going to be an overhead rebuild in place. I'll reach out to Josh and just make sure he doesn't have any concerns or whatnot with that. But and most of that project, 3-phase rebuild overhead, is actually in neighboring Wyndham. So that's kind of where we stand in our project, so certainly welcome your feedback, anything that we can, learn to do better next.
Great.
Thank you, Tim. I would say, I would kind of echo what you said about, going into the fall, it got a little late for Buck and his crew to put down the gravel, and it looks good right now. It's kind of frozen in time, which is good. And there may be some challenges, as you pointed out, with mud season, that some of it's stuff that we're used to, and some of it may be related to the construction, that if we're able to do kind of an assessment once the frost is out and look at any problems. But I think in general, what was set out to be accomplished got done. And as you said, there was some concerned residents during the process, but I think once our road crew kind of takes back over the maintenance, and we can grade and use chloride and treat it the way that we normally would, it should get back to normal pretty early, as things dry out after mud season. So certainly appreciate working with Green Mountain Power and Buck Adams' business as well. I think everybody worked at a professional level that shows through.
Great, thank you.
Anything else for us, Tim?
Nope, that's it. Again, just thank you, and our commitment to come back and work with Josh once the snow and ice are out, and go from there, and we'll make whatever repairs or adjustments are necessary. So thank you.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank
Great,
you.
thank you.
Have a good night.
Good luck with town meeting. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm gonna leave the Zoom up just in case Jim gets on. He made it sound like he might. Jim Emmett.
Yep.
Um,
Alright. Item 7, roads and bridges.
Question.
I have
Sorry.
Sorry.
I would like to thank Martha for her years of dedication to the board, also with the Housing and Commission and Wastewater Liaison. I've learned a lot from watching her. She's asked tough questions of the people that presented stuff to the board, and from her fellow board members, and I have learned a lot watching her, and I wish I had a smidgen of her tact.
Oh, jeez.
Also, as I mentioned before, the public hearing for the bylaws is on March 9th at 6 o'clock here, and you've got your packets of the bylaws, so we would like any feedback that you have, either at the meeting, before the meeting, email us, so that when we do any revisions that we have to do, we have that information before us so that we can move ahead, hopefully.
Great.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Can I also add something that's totally off the record, but is very appropriate for us? I think we should recognize our neighboring town, Landgrove, for producing an Olympic champion in, say his name, Martha.
Ben Ogden.
Ben Ogden, and also for Jesse Diggins, who's just over in the Stratton area, but I think we should be really proud of what we can produce in these towns in terms of stellar athletes.
And Ross Powers was there too, coaching the Australian
Apparently so,
snowboarders.
yeah. Hooray for our town.
Absolutely.
Item 7, roads and bridges, 7A's updates.
Nothing specific, I guess. Still kind of grinding it out. I haven't heard about any, there is a lot of talk about salt shortages. We're not out, but hopefully that doesn't impact us with road maintenance. We'll see.
We don't have a lot left. I think Josh said 3 weeks he heard before we could get any more.
At this point, it had been, they keep kicking it along, so it's a little uncertain for sure.
That's what he said to me, was the update today.
Can we put an order in now so that we don't?
The order's in.
Oh, the order's
Yeah,
in.
It's
I'm
a,
sorry.
it's a region-wide shortage.
Yeah.
So these little storms that, you know, use a lot of resources are tough.
Mhm.
You know, capacities, but so far it hasn't changed what they're able to provide, but coupled with conversations about, you know, looking at salt usage, I guess. Not that any changes have been made, but I think everybody would be willing to consider those if that's what it comes to. And it'll be a regional thing, not just Londonderry, so.
Mhm.
I've seen other towns in the state put out that you may not see salt on the roads.
There's been a lot of discussion on like listserv, and I mentioned that other towns are trying to get creative with other products, and you know, some of them require different equipment, so it's definitely going to be a challenge, especially just to finish up with what we have. But the conversations about how to prepare for that in the future will be.
Do we use brine? And is that a
We've tried it.
multi-purpose product that we can put down? Is it only put down before a storm?
We have tried that. I don't remember when it was, but I don't think we even have the equipment anymore. It used to be stored out here, and one of the complaints from townspeople at the time was that it's a pre-treatment. You spray it
Right.
onto a dry road, and it was extremely corrosive to cars, like more so than
Oh, okay.
regular salt. So I remember it being mentioned that way anyway, and it just kind of fizzled because it's kind of like predicting the weather. You know,
Does V-Trans use it? Are they putting
No,
brine
don't
down on
believe
the
so.
roads? Okay.
I don't think so.
I've never seen them use it, at least.
When we were living in Connecticut, it was often used by the DOT down there before a storm. And maybe that was just during the period of time that.
Well, I think, you know, regionally, don't quote me, but I would say that this type of salt that we're using is the best product for what we're up against.
Yeah.
Because of just like the amount of snow, and it used to be a value based on the cost, and now the cost and the availability have changed. So, which is cause for concern or cause for reevaluation possibly. So we may have to revisit some of that stuff, but I don't think there's currently anything better than what we're doing. But if we suddenly can't do that, then we have to look at the next best thing.
Can be. Yep. Thank you.
And the salt and sand shed should be probably wrapped up tomorrow or the next day.
Oh, good.
Me and Josh went to look at it today, and there's just a little gap that he's gotta fill in with some boards.
Nice.
Nothing big.
Good.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
7B, excess weight permits approval.
It's that time of year again, and so far we only have two. And I gave you two options for a motion. One is to give me the authority to approve and review and approve them for the calendar year, so that we don't have to keep bringing them before the board. If you don't want to do that and you want to approve every single one of them, that's fine. So there's two options there.
I think option one's fine.
I would go with one, but
Well, the only thing, and not to say the opposite, but just the value of having it go through the meeting is that people can see the names of the businesses, and they can see that they're covered, you know, because there is an associated.
It's for people to see that they've gotten their permits.
Right,
Yeah.
unless, I mean, if you were going
we
to
could
do
put
it,
them
would it
on
still
the-
be posted?
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
put them online, or we could still make them some, a
couldn't
public.
you report that this week I
Yeah, I could do it as
approved
part of an FYI, kind of like the liquor
shaves
licenses.
and whatever, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
if
think
you
that
wanna do
would,
it that way,
as long
yeah.
as the information is still included, I
Yeah.
don't think it
And they're all included in the vault as well. They'll go into a book there, so if people wanna physically look at them, they
It's
can.
been all the same people too since I've been on
Yeah.
the select board. I think last year we got one new person.
There was a new one,
There's
yeah,
one random, yeah.
Yeah.
random new-
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
It's-
always the same exact people.
yeah,
Yeah, it's one of those tasks that we were talking about before, that
Y-
you
yeah.
just kinda,
yeah. But, you know, if we can make the meeting a little bit shorter by not, you know,
Yep.
having one thing on the agenda, I'm all for that,
Works for me.
so.
agreed.
Anyone care to make that motion?
Sure. I move to authorize the town administrator to review and approve all excess weight permits for the 2026 calendar year and to share those with the select board,
Yeah, you sure?
whatever,
Yeah,
something like
some
that. Yeah.
FY, yeah.
And report out at the select board.
Wait a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
7C approves town state culvert utility agreement 3178 Route 100.
All right, so this came about because hopefully, our village wastewater project will have been completed in that part of the town before the state gets to this culvert. I think we had a discussion earlier this year, last year, about coordinating that with the wastewater project. Well, that's gone by the wayside because the state has delayed their project. So I had a meeting with Chrissy and a bunch of folks at DOT, and they wanted to come up with an agreement because, of course, the state is going to require the town to reimburse the state for either relocating the line temporarily or what they call support, some kind of, I don't know, it's like a pump
If they go
thing.
underneath it, they have
Yeah.
to protect it.
So there's an agreement here. I have not run this by Bob because he's been on vacation, so I can do that if you guys want me to do that before we sign it, you sign it. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The state wants it, you know, ASAP, but, you know, that's their problem. And you also don't have to agree to it, so it's,
Yeah, the state wrote it up, right?
yeah, state wrote it up.
I'd prefer the town attorney to look at it.
Yeah, okay. So I'll do that and then we can bring it back the next meeting.
Sounds good.
Um,
7D, review and adopt 2026 town road and bridge standards.
Sorry, Town.
This is just something we do every year.
Yeah,
Few minor changes.
there's been a few minor changes. That's also something that Megan Brunk, she could also have she could have a discussion with us before we sign it, or we can just sign it and send it back. I'll probably contact her after town meeting to come up and talk to us anyway.
The changes didn't seem too crazy.
Yeah, they're not.
I think
It
it's
seems
fine.
like some stuff that we're already even doing, maybe, you know, the culvert sizing and upsizing. It wouldn't be bad to have that supporting information though, even if it's follow-up,
Yeah,
cause we're considering, updating our own
Our
at the
own,
same time,
yeah.
so.
yeah, so, and I don't know how much of that aligns with what we have in ours right now, so.
I think originally it was modeled after it anyway, but I don't know.
Kinda
that
makes
We
it's-
pretty
sense,
much
right?
adopt the state road and bridge
Yeah.
standards.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe that's the best way to do it too, is to maybe just adopt that and as our town road standards.
I think that alignment helps you with funding and other programs.
Probably, I would think so, yeah,
It did help in the FEMA process, I remember,
yeah, okay,
that we had accepted
the
the
states,
road and bridge standards.
okay.
Anyone can make a motion.
I'm happy to. I move to adopt the 2026 town road and bridge standards.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 8, town officials business. 8A, assessor lister. A1, review and approve certificate of no appeal.
You do this every year. Listers say there have been no appeals, so you're good to sign it. And then it will get sent to Ally and then posted in the grand list from last year.
I move to approve the certificate of no appeal.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The no appeal letter's gonna be signed by everybody. Right?
Yes, I think so.
This is-
Yeah, it's the one that Sandra signed,
Okay, that one.
the one that looks like it's from 1974.
Alright. 8B, town clerk. B1 is VHRP site visit.
So in the summer, I had the HRP, which is the Vermont Historical Records Program. They came and toured the vault and checked everything to make sure we were where we need to be, which is great because they had actually never been here before, so it was a first for them. And it was great, it was after our building renovation, so this is kind of their whole report, and pretty much everything's pretty glowing, so they were really happy and excited to use us as kind of a benchmark for certain record keeping and things of that nature, so. I'll have the full report, I mean, you guys have the full report, if you're interested in it.
Yeah, no, it was quite complimentary of your
Yeah.
work, so
Yeah.
kudos to what you're doing.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
thought-
a lot of this was before me, so Kelly put a lot of these into place, but obviously keeping those standards high.
And I think if you just went through and kept track of the things they're suggesting you do, and then report back to us.
Yeah, I started vault inventory, that's a big one, to know what's actually in
Yep,
there, so if
yep.
there was something missing, you could actually say, hey, what's going on, so I have started that process. It is quite extensive, just because it's never been done, and, you know, the town has been a town for quite a long, so there's quite a bit in there. So, yeah,
They were excited about that railroad map,
Yes, yeah.
so whatever you can do, they talked
I
about.
said I'm a little bummed because I don't, they don't want it hung, but it's like such a beautiful piece of,
Yeah.
that I'm like, I
Maps.
want to display it, but it's like, well, to
To
keep it, the best thing is to not mount it or hang it.
Even
somewhere.
under protective glass.
Yeah, they kind of recommended no, that the
Oh,
best would
okay.
be to be rolled and stored in a light lock, so no light, even the vault lights wouldn't, light lock to, because the linen, and it's on pencil on linen, that it's so delicate that they really didn't want it, and I was like, but it's so cool. So, I'm trying to figure out,
Scan it. and-
scan it,
Yeah.
and then if we can get a good enough image to then have like a replica and present that, and then keep the original in.
Maybe somebody
the-
like Express Copy has
So
a
you
big
have-
enough machine.
It has to be somebody with archival capability, and then the thing with the linen is it's mounted, so it's like most scanners, it won't fit, it's very, very thick. So I'm working on that. It's
Oh,
it's
that's
in
cool.
there steadily.
That and the leather thing.
Yeah,
That's pretty
it was once a
crazy.
book, but it's just a piece of leather, it's just skin. It's not even leather, it really looks very animal-like.
Yeah.
That was a surprise find for me. That was a day.
Was it used, do we think it was used as a cover
It
for
was
something?
how it's folded, and like there's not stitching, but the it's folded, and like, I mean, it's like a book cover, like kind of when
Right.
you I mean, I'm old. When you cover a book with like paper bag, you know,
Right,
they cover
yeah,
school books.
I
Yeah,
did
that's what
that,
it's like.
yeah.
It's very folded, very similar to where they covered a book. Yeah. So.
You know, Lash has an archivist as part of their paid staff, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And there may be some
I
overlap
did-
or
they
some
did-
expertise that they can
Yeah,
they
they
can
came
bring.
and toured too. They found a really
Oh.
a bunch of interesting stuff, so I did open it up to them.
Yeah,
Because some of the things, for me, aren't necessarily, they have a historic value, but they're not land right, there's nothing
Right.
statutory that I need to do with them, so there was quite a bit of, I have archival section of things of just more historic, pieces. There's a lot of, school type records that, I mean, they're not the financial piece that I have to keep, it's like attendance records from,
Yeah.
like, it was very, I'm like, oh, this is interesting, from second grade in 1972, I'm like, okay, the
Yeah.
attendance record for the whole school for 1972.
Right.
So it's just kind of fun to kind of look at, and see there is quite a bit of, historic pieces in there that
Great.
I'm trying to categorize and have, but also try to keep and restore.
Is there any way to find out if there's any printing on that leather?
There's no stitch mark and there was no ink found when the archivist came and looked.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
If it was, you know.
It's not so much, cause I do have some that were bound and like we have, taken out of bind and put in archival sleeves and like those are like original documents. I have done that piece, so I have the original books still. This was more like kind of like you would cover a book, like but it's very roughly, it's very animal-esque of leather.
Primitive.
Yeah, it's very primitive.
Maybe a school
Is there any way
project
to
too.
carbon date that?
I have no idea. It was one of those things. I'm like, I'm not gonna like touch it too much. It was already a surprise to find it. I was like, oh, this is all right. How do I? Okay. Yep.
The Vermont Historical Society, so up in Barrie, I think is
Yeah.
where they are, also has some professionals who you might even just ring up and say, you know, I've got this really weird thing.
Yeah. The archivist did give me some of their contact information that I'm hopefully going at some point.
I don't want to add to your work.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So it's in my.
Sort of
I mean,
like-
some of it was just even with the large format scanners scanning all the maps that are in. I mean, site plan. There's just massive amounts of large format documents that aren't necessarily. They aren't a survey, and they aren't like there's no statutory piece to them. But I feel like they're important if somebody really wanted to research something. I mean, there was building plans of what was hopeful dairy town. That was pretty interesting to see what the grand thought was to that whole build, and all that. So that was pretty interesting. So I have like the site plans for that, which I have digitized, but I'm slowly working on trying to get those all digitized and stored better than in liquor boxes on the top and things like that. So
Great.
working on some of those recommendations that they have done. Yeah.
B2, minutes and agenda procedure review and approval.
So we're back at it again. You guys asked about a how-to or what the steps are statutory for posting minutes and agendas.
I had one question though. It says the minutes need to be posted in 3 days. I thought it was 5 business days.
5 days.
Or 5
It's a
days,
draft.
not business days, 5 days.
I heard a draft has to be within 3.
We've always
Done it.
gone off
I've got
5.
from the PowerPoint, it says make available upon request no later than 5 calendar days.
Is that from VLCT? Yeah.
Not from VLCT, this is from the Act 133, the open meeting law.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm-
We can
Yeah.
straight move it to
I
5.
was
And I
almost,
have to tell you.
I
that
thought it
5
was
days
5
is a
too,
lot
but
better.
Ally made it
I hope it's
made it
five,
sound like
'cause
this.
I haven't been doing it
There's
at 3.
there's no policing, so
we've
on
always,
minutes,
we've
but
always
we
gone
can-
off
yeah,
5, and that's what I was
yeah.
always told. But I'm not sure that's why.
Maybe it's for me, cause I know town meeting, for me, I have 3 days for town meeting, but
It
maybe
may
that's
be that
different.
there's a difference.
There might be a
There might be
difference,
a
I
difference
didn't
in
look
those, yeah.
that, I was just basing on up like, oh, I have to do 3 days, so
That's in your memory.
yeah, that was just what the
We
number
can,
that
we
stuck.
can
Yeah.
double, we
Yeah.
can
But
double
we can
check
easily
that.
double check that,
Yeah.
that's not a,
I'm pretty sure it's 5. but-
it might be 5
Yes,
for,
it-
I think for the rest of the meetings, yeah. I
Yeah,
think
calendar
for-
days,
I
not
think,
business days.
yeah, it's calendar, not business,
Do you want to,
but,
want this out?
no, that's fine, I can,
Okay.
no, that's,
We'll
I thought the
double
write-up
check
was
it.
nicely simplified and
that's what I was trying to
very
make
clear.
it easy, clear of what.
I
is-
would change the opener, the second sentence where it says it's not for the town to meet these
This one?
requirements. I would phrase that a little bit more
Okay.
gently. It just says, please please follow these in order to stay in compliance, or something like
It
that.
is the responsibility of each board.
Yeah.
to
Yes, no, I get that,
maintain
but
compliance.
it's the wording that
We
says,
could just remove that.
yeah,
Just
it
say
is
that-
not on the town, that's not even
Yeah.
proper
Uh,
way of saying it, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just remove that. That comes about because we have been yelled at.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
I get it, I just don't want, speaking of historical archives, I don't want
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
messaging to still be there.
Yeah, everything I'm seeing is saying 5
5,
days.
okay. Maybe it's just for me, that probably could, I think it's just for town meeting too,
Yeah.
so that's probably,
And having to do it, 5 is very nice and not very.
Yeah.
yeah. I freak out after town meeting, so yeah,
I
I
would
get
believe
it.
it.
Do we have a motion there? We did.
I can.
I think I made a motion for that, didn't I? Yeah, so in a prior meeting, you guys agreed to disseminate this information, so we didn't have to.
Mhm.
So that's part of the motion.
Then we could make that motion.
Okay, I move to approve the minutes and agenda procedure and authorize the select board chair to communicate the procedure to all board and committee chairs.
So,
That's the motion, but I would also just ask you guys be as accommodating as you can where you need to be to help get people into compliance, right?
There was also, I didn't include it because I didn't want it to be, but if the people need, there is templates for minutes
Great.
and agendas if people are struggling with
Yeah.
that.
Great,
That is
that's
available
great.
as well.
Yes, and people have been asking me about posting to the website, and we're getting there. So if you need help with that, I'm available to
Yep.
show everybody how the website works. It's pretty intuitive once you know how it works. Just a couple of pitfalls, and even those are fixable. So
As long as you scroll down far enough.
as long as you scroll down.
Oh, we still gotta vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
it seems like it would be helpful to have the extra information, the templates and stuff.
Yeah.
Just, if it's all grouped together, people could use it or not. But
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
there and not missing if somebody doesn't even know how to request it.
It's a little challenging because, like, town staff has access to SharePoint, right? Maybe you guys do too, I'm not sure, but, the average volunteer doesn't have that, and so they're
Right.
using, their own personal equipment to create the minutes, and some people have Macs, and some people have phones, and some people handwrite stuff. So, to get it into a format that
And a
Yes.
PDF.
yeah, and not to, and not to say you have to
Yeah.
follow this, like, some of this is pretty detailed and works
Yeah.
better for the select board and the planning commission than it does, say, for the town hall renovation committee, so.
Yeah, I mean,
We
and
don't wanna say you have to follow this, but
Yeah.
I guess
Right, here's an
if you need
example.
if you need
Yeah.
an example on how to create an agenda or something like that, we have it.
Yeah,
It also depends on how tech savvy you are.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Well, that does widely vary among volunteers.
Yeah.
the good thing with the website, it does turn your document into a PDF. When you post it to the
That's-
website.
Oh, interesting.
It does.
As long as you check on the box.
It's just a little box, and as long as you check it, no matter what you have it, it's a Word, whatever document, it does turn it into a PDF for the website, it like does it for you, so it's like, takes a whole step out than other options,
Great.
so.
Not as daunting as it sounds.
It, yes, it is a little, once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty smooth,
Yeah.
especially compared to what it used to be.
And it also goes on so quickly.
Yeah,
You
it's,
know, once you get to it.
Yeah.
And you hit
You
the right
publish
button,
it,
you hit the right
it's-
button.
it's there.
It's
Yeah.
there,
yeah,
Um,
you know.
And for anybody who doesn't know this, there is a section on the website where you can subscribe to changes of any of the pages, which is especially helpful with agendas and minutes because if something gets posted, you get notified. So just for the general public's edification.
Alright, 8C, Recreation Director. C1 is Parks Employee Job Description Approval.
Hello, good evening.
Nothing very difficult here, you're welcome.
Thank you.
This was written or edited last before we had a parks truck and a tractor. So, it's the majority of the changes there. We no longer need to ask them to have a reliable vehicle, because we barely have a reliable vehicle. And then, just changed up that second paragraph just to be a little more specific to kind of what we're doing in the first year. Yep. And the last page, just adding the tractor, so just hoping to get these approved so we can put this out ASAP and start the hiring process.
Anyone care to make that motion?
Sure. I move to approve the parks employee job description as written. And
All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Graham, can you get
Thank you.
me a clean copy of that? Send
You
it to,
don't like the highlighted one?
I don't want the highlighted one, I want all the changes that, yeah, and CC Tina as well, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll do that right now.
Thanks.
Item 9, transfer station solid waste management, 9A is updates. I have no updates at this time. Item 10, old business, 10A, ratified letter of support decision of 2/2/26 for the rescue squad. Okay.
Yeah, that was the,
Oh, I think, yeah, I remember that.
it was the letter to, and it
The
was the
FCC.
FCC renewal process.
I'm happy to move it. I move to ratify the February 2nd, 2026 decision to endorse a proposal to renew the FCC license for the Londonderry Volunteer Rescue Squad and authorize Tom Kavanaugh to sign.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 11, new business, 11A, Wilder Memorial Library transfer station waiver request.
What was the email from Esther regarding?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
said,
what
so
was
she
that?
said that there was a list, an ongoing list that I wasn't aware of, that once you approve these, you typically don't have to approve them again,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
The only thing I couldn't confirm was if they were on there already, I guess, but,
did she send one, did she send a list that, no, she just sent the mailing labels and the nonprofit letter. So if there is such a list, I don't have it.
The mailing list is the list.
that is the list.
Oh, she has okay, I didn't open it up.
Yeah.
Aha,
So the Wilder Memorial Library is on there.
It's on there.
Oh,
Okay.
it's already on there, so we don't need 11A?
yeah, I mean, how do we phrase the waiver request? Do we say it's forever? And do you want it to be forever, I guess?
That's a really good question. As long as that list is in operation.
Forever is a very strong term.
Well,
It might be,
for as long as they're in a nonprofit, I can't find it
I
now.
think it makes sense to
Is this the
continue.
same waiver that came up when the Fourth
Yes.
Corner group had asked? Yeah.
Oh, I guess we don't really have, oh, there it is. I guess it doesn't say on here that there's any end date. I mean, it probably would behoove the select board to
Yep.
review that list every year, but
Agreed.
doesn't necessarily have to go out to them. So,
Just do them all at once.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
her letter says, the recycling coordinator sends out a letter with their sticker to each one on the attached list. So they're
Okay.
gonna be notified in that way, that
Yeah.
if they get the letter and the sticker, then
then you know they're good for another
continuing.
year.
Yeah,
Okay, so why don't I put that on the next select board
Yeah,
agenda?
that's a good idea.
Sounds
But in the meantime, oh no, they're already on the list.
I
We
think
don't
they're already
even
on
need
the
to do
list, so
this.
we'll just, yeah,
This might
Um,
be something that just fell through the cracks, you know, switching
might have, yeah.
Yeah.
coordinators.
Yeah.
So
Um,
it's probably business as usual, but.
Nope.
We should probably keep that list on the shared drive, so like if somebody
Yeah.
calls and asks, I'll be like, oh yeah, you're on the list.
I will probably create it as a Excel spreadsheet, put
Yeah,
it
that
on the
would
shared
be
drive, yeah.
great.
Approve, sorry, I have to write this in here. I have to write enough into the draft
To
agenda
remember what
to
you
remember what I
reset,
meant.
yeah.
We're just gonna move on from that one.
Yeah.
Okay. 11B, review and approve Waits and Handel PFA's proposal.
Now, this is, you do this every year, it's for the PFAS monitoring, at the transfer station, right?
At the old septic field, we don't really have a choice, it's
Yeah,
something the state
it's a
tells
state
us we have to do.
Yeah.
The only thing that usually changes is the
Price.
cost.
Yeah.
Right, I'm sure it doesn't go down.
Does this figure seem appropriate? $7,000?
Yeah, it's
I
not
mean,
much
it's
more than it
about,
was
yeah, I
last
think
year.
There's not
last year's
many
was
other people
about
who are
that.
gonna do it,
Yeah, I
okay.
don't think there's too many other companies that do
Yeah,
it.
At one point in time, it was almost an even offset of the solar money to
yeah.
Oh.
cover it, and now I think it's exceeded it by a small
yeah,
amount.
probably,
maybe,
yeah.
but Still better than putting the whole bill, I guess.
Yeah. I'm happy to move it. I move to approve the proposal from Waits and Hendel to provide PFAS groundwater monitoring services at a cost not to exceed $7,737 for 2025, and authorize the town administrator to execute any and all documents on behalf of the town.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What is this tree donation?
11C, discuss possible tree donation.
That's me. Wise Oak in April wants to donate a tree to the community for Arbor Day. I passed it to Parks. Parks didn't really have a need, so it came back to you guys. If there is a place, I mean, it can be here, it can be any town property, if there's any ideas.
What a nice gesture.
Well, we can pass it to beautification, they just don't meet,
Until,
yeah, unless they do a special meeting.
The Conservation Commission?
beaut-
No,
Yeah.
beautification.
Yeah,
Conservation
Or
could do it
conservation, I mean, we can keep rolling it, it's just gonna prolong,
right about
I just don't wanna miss the window.
The nice thing about the Conservation
wasn't
Commission
sure,
is they
like,
have Mark Wright
what
on that, and he's
locations are
done a
available,
lot
you
of
know, I
tree donation work
The
around
crowded
town.
ones,
Yeah.
ones,
So if there's a way to
any of the parks,
either
obviously.
ask him independently,
Yeah, I can do that, reach out.
he
but-
might know of a good spot where he'd
'Cause
say,
there's a little bit of
we need an
money.
elm
There's
tree
like
there, or we
$400.
need a whatever.
So, yeah, with that, so then that was piggybacking, on
That
the-
might be a separate thing.
that was piggybacking that we order the tree donation, the one that we're supposed to do anyway. I was like, oh, we could do this all at one time and use that fund as well,
Yeah,
for his father, yeah.
so there is a small amount of money in a fund, the state private tree fund, I guess. And I know this came up at another time about, I'm not sure whose responsibility, if anybody's, if there's any way to know the trees that have been planted in honor of somebody.
Yeah,
I know there were some that they may have initially had a little tag on them or something, but it almost feels like, you know, on a much larger scale, when you go into a significant municipality, a lot of the trees are actually marked with an ID number, and if there's any maintenance or damage or issues or whatever, they know exactly what tree to send people to. Obviously, we don't have so many we can't keep track, but I'm not sure we even
I don't
keep
think
track
we
of
keep
the ones
track,
we
yeah,
have.
the ones
So
we have, so
we
that's,
must have a tree warden,
we do,
We do.
but I don't know.
I would think that's part of their
I don't think
responsibilities.
I don't think that's been established in their responsibilities
Okay.
yet, so
So
that's,
That would be one of them.
yeah,
I think the locations, and I would hope that anybody that had more information might come forward too, but Williams Park, I believe, has a few along the bank
yeah.
that were planted in the name of someone.
They have plaques, I believe,
Did I, yeah, those
At
ones
the
have,
tree or on the tree or
at the
something.
bottom of the tree.
Right, so maybe a centralized list of trees that have been dedicated. Proudy Park, I don't know if that one has a plaque, but I know there was one, a pin
Don't
oak
think
that
it
was
does.
planted by the
Yeah,
monument there. That was a,
Sure, if you did a Google search of our minutes, you could find references to trees being donated and a name affixed to them. This sounds like a good project for a high school senior or an Eagle Scout.
There you go.
and just to suggest a location, possibly, I spoke with Mark Wright regarding a tree, possibly. We didn't talk about location, but as you pull into the Proudy property, there's the monument for Clyde
yeah,
and a tree on that side. And when the park was initially dedicated, there were some trees that were not planted, but they were kind of volunteers that they were being encouraged to grow and haven't.
yeah,
So maybe there's a possibility of filling in those locations with a healthy tree.
Yeah.
Where there's some trees that are dead or dying
Yeah.
in those positions, so. Either replacing those locations or maybe just making like a tree line on either side of the entrance as long as it doesn't interfere with wastewater, and I don't know if the timing would be right with all the disturbances that are about to happen.
Yeah.
But, just a consideration.
Yeah.
Pingree Park's another probably good
yeah, I mean, I kinda went to the
location, but-
parks and they were kind of like, we're good. They're removing so many that they're like, no, we're good, we got
Right.
abundance of, we got an
It
abundance
takes
of.
up
they're trying
valuable
to
space
take-
for
Yes,
them, so
yeah.
they have to be a
So,
coordinated
yeah, the
effort.
parks kinda were like, no, we're good, so I'm like,
I
okay.
think,
But-
Pam, it might be something nice to be reflected in the doings in Derry that we are the recipient of
Once it's
a
done.
donation
Yeah.
from them. I think that's probably what they're looking for, but
Once it's
Yeah.
done and, you know.
Yeah.
the-
I can
let you know.
The kind of tree,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
and maybe we could have a Girl Scout group put ribbons on it or something, I don't know.
I do know a Girl Scout troop.
Do you, by the way? Okay, I think they could do that on Arbor Day. Well, it won't be in by Arbor Day, but whatever.
Yeah.
Plan is formulating.
Yes,
Yeah, so once it's done,
yeah, so I will,
keep that in the back of our, I actually have a spiral notebook that I keep some of the stuff in, so.
Yeah,
I will try to connect with Mark and think about
Great,
placement and
great.
see where we can, figure that out.
I wonder, what, Aiken's Corner, I don't know how much space there is there, they planted other trees, but that's
Yeah.
another thing Mark.
I
is
don't know
very
what, and I know it's
well
like the restriction stuff, like I don't know how much green
Trees, I think, are
The
fine.
trees-
trees are
fine,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's, I just wanna, I know that
The weird trees are fine.
trees,
Yeah,
They
as
yeah.
long as
also
it's
have
not
the blades
invasive.
across
It's not,
the-
yeah, it can't be invasive and there's like a,
That was a buyout. We got the
Yeah.
buyout over here on Thompsonburg.
Oh, that's true, we've
Yeah.
got them too.
So you
Yeah.
gotta cross in the Mill Pond
Yeah.
and down here.
yeah, so there could be other,
Something that's outside of our parks.
Right,
you know,
that's what I
those
mean,
are
that
some
might-
of the options that, or that might be what we're limited to, I guess,
Yeah.
if it's not in a park, actually,
Yeah.
so. Cause Aiken's Corner is not really a park,
no,
and the other
can't,
buyouts are not a park.
they can't
so
be parks, yeah.
They might be good
Mhm.
locations.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll keep thinking about that.
yeah, we'll keep working on that.
Thank you.
11D, executive session, 1 VSA 313A3 and 1 VSA 1A contracts.
That's it. I didn't make a motion for it, cause,
you want us to move into executive
Yeah.
session, right, yeah.
yeah.
You need me to stay?
No, there won't be any decision.
I could make a motion based on the addition.
Oh, invite me in too, please.
I say that, and then I just shuffled my top piece of paper right to the middle.
Be
Oh, here we go.
a motion to, go into executive session under 1 VSA 313A3 and 1 VSA 313A1A, the appointment or employment of evaluation of public officer or employee and contracts. Just say so moved.
So moved.
Alright. Alright, there's enough coughing in this room.
I know it. Huh.
I'm just getting over it.
I'm sorry. Hopefully I didn't give it to you.
My
I
whole
think
crew
we're
has had, I'm the only one that hasn't had it.
Okay, don't
My
get
whole
it.
crew.
Whatever. It was a sinus thing and this one was a cough. Anyway,
Anyone care to make the last motion?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.